Here's a good question for you. Are you really thinking for yourself or just repeating what someone else said was true because it's trending, popular, or expected? That's not meant to call you out. It's meant to invite you in. Because if you ever found yourself liking or sharing something just to avoid conflict or staying quiet, even when something felt off, you're not alone. And if you've ever hesitated to speak up or caught yourself agreeing with something without really knowing why, that pause, that moment, that's where your awareness needs to begin to stop the rise of what I call the Echobot. We live in a world where outrage goes viral, opinions come preloaded, and disagreeing, even politely, can feel risky. That's why in this video, I want to help you spot the moments when your voice starts sounding more like the crowd than your own. Unfortunately, this pattern is more common than you think, or maybe you realize it, and it's getting old really fast. You're not imagining it. The pressure to think a certain way, speak a certain way, and agree without question, it's real, and it's coming from more than one direction. The truth is, a lot of what we believe or think we believe is quietly influenced by three forces working together: groupthink, influencer pressure, and the way social media amplifies whatever gets the most attention. And when those forces go unchecked, they don't just shape your thoughts. They can slowly turn real voices into empty echoes and turn you into an Echobot. It doesn't happen all at once either. It happens quietly with something called groupthink. That's when you go along with the majority, not because you fully agree, but because it feels safer than standing out, safer to blend in, safer to avoid the argument. And before long, you're not just agreeing, you're mindlessly repeating, just like a good Echobot should. Not because you're being fake, but because the pressure is subtle and constant. One post goes viral, thousands pile on. Suddenly, you're being asked to pick a side and pick it fast. No time for nuance, no space for questions. Just react, share, agree. It's not just pressure, it's digital groupthink in overdrive. It starts with the demand for accountability, but ends with enforced conformity. And here's the thing. Sometimes it's not that you don't care. It's that the systems you're using are designed to keep you reacting. Social platforms don't reward understanding. They reward outrage. The louder the post, the more it gets pushed. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to rise above it. Then there's the bandwagon effect. If a post has 1 million likes, it must be right? And influencers, they don't just shape trends, they shape thoughts. What they say becomes the script, and questioning it, that can feel like social suicide. It's not just FOMO anymore, it's FOBO, fear of being outcast. And that fear, it's real, and it can keep you echoing things you don't fully believe just to stay included. That's how the Echobot mindset takes hold. You're not intentionally copying, you're adapting, blending in, repeating. And before you know it, you're caught in the Echobot loop. Your voice isn't your own. It's just an echo of someone else's outrageous script. And when that happens, real dialogue disappears because it can't survive in the noise. Outrage is loud. It's contagious. It shouts, stirs emotion, and spreads fast. Dialogue, it pauses, it listens, it leads to clarity. And in today's digital storms of outrage and unprecedented issues, it barely stands a chance. Even your feed stops showing you the full picture. It doesn't show you the story, it shows a story. A curated loop of what you've liked, clicked, and shared. It feels comfortable, familiar, but that comfort creates a bubble. One that shrinks your world and quietly limits your growth. So how do you break out of the Echobot cycle? Start by following people who challenge your perspective, not to argue, but to understand. When something triggers you, pause and ask, why am I reacting? Is it the message or the emotion behind it? And before you post, share, or join in, ask yourself, am I echoing or am I expressing? That's what mindful communication is about. It's not about being passive. It's about being intentional. It's not about staying silent. It's about speaking with clarity. It's about choosing your moment to contribute, if you do it all, and make sure it's really you speaking. Because in a world full of narratives that push you to agree before you understand the issue, thinking for yourself is a radical move. But it's also the key to real confidence, real clarity, and a real connection. So let me ask you, have you ever caught yourself swept up in a crowd online only to wonder later, why did I go along with that? Or felt that moment of hesitation, worried that your real opinion might make you stand out too much? If this stirred something in you, made you pause or reflect, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Just be mindful, your perspective may not match everyone else's, and that's okay. The goal here isn't agreement, it's awareness. And if this kind of content resonates with you, I hope you'll stick around for more here on the Mindful Communication Revolution, where it's my goal to help you think clearly, speak confidently, and connect more intentionally. And if you've ever felt like your words were twisted or your voice was dismissed, check out this video right here on how to protect yourself from gaslighting. It's your next step to staying clear, calm, and in control no matter who's trying to shake your truth. Because communication isn't just a skill, it's your strategy for success. Thanks for watching. I'll see you online soon.